Another edition of the GodfatherLocks.com audio report for this Friday, December 19th. And I'll start by looking back at last weekend where I told you that we would have a big one, and we did. Friday plus 13 star units, Saturday plus 6 star units, and Sunday plus 3 star units, netting a $100 better, $2,200. That cost you only $75 if you bought the 3-day plan last Friday. And we will roll that special out again, $75, 3 days. And this is the weekend to do it. All the leagues in action right now. Everything. College basketball, college football, the NFL, and of course, the NBA. So this is the good day to start out and doing it. And now, the last 7 days overall, we spoke of last weekend, $1,000 profit. Over $100 better in the last 7 days, $1,700 in the last 11. And looking at the big picture, the last 175 days of action, $15,500 for $100 better. Now, speaking of $100 better, a lot of people, to get this out of the way, I want to make a mention of this. A lot of people email me, tweet me, question me, and say, I mean, if you're putting out a 5-star, you expect me to bet $500 on that game to follow this profit? Well, that's what I expect if you're a big time bettor and you're following us, buying our weekly, buying our 3-day, buying our daily plans. But if you're not, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to follow that scale. Okay? You can scale that in half. You can bet $250 a game. You can bet $100 a game. You can bet $50 a game. It's all in your bankroll. I'm not expecting you to bet over your head or bet over the limit. I'm just here as a service to help you win and to help you, give you my knowledge to help you out. So whatever it makes to make you money, you can do it. I just follow the system that I've put in place to make the best amount of money and to invest the right way. Now, starting with tonight, we're going to look ahead. Of course, an NBA Friday, and the NBA has been good to me. A $100 better, back to that $100 better note, has made $4,600 in the NBA this season. So we're going to continue that. We're going to keep rolling. We had a great weekend, a great week last week in the NBA specifically. We want to tear. Cooled off a little bit, but we bounced back yesterday with a 5-star Pelicans win. We had a 10-star winner on Tuesday with the Warriors playing the Grizzlies, and we had the Grizzlies in that game. Then the next night came back, took the Nuggets as a 10-star. That game looked, the line, everything told me that the Nuggets would win. That the feel of it, the aspect of Harden playing and Howard being back just kind of triggered me to still take the Nuggets at home to bounce back. They played last Saturday. I thought the Nuggets would get that back in revenge. It went into overtime, and James Harden proved us otherwise, and they only lost by 4. The Nuggets needed to lose by less than 2, with that line being 2. But we moved on yesterday to 5-star Pelicans. Jaguars was a winner in the NFL, and we'll get to the NFL in a bit. And again, all leagues are rolling. College basketball, 3-1 run in the last 5-star picks in college basketball, 3-0 run overall in picks, and $1,000. Actually, $1,100 for $100 better in college basketball this season. So we're getting rolling. Now, speaking of the NFL, we're on a run right now. 6-1-1 run in the NFL, 18-star units this week. Again, Sunday was a great day. We were 5-0-1 in NFL football action on Sunday. We dropped Monday's game with the Bears. We took a shot on the Bears. They fell short with the Saints, and then we came back yesterday with the Jaguars in that pillow fight. So we're rolling in the NFL. We're rolling in the NBA. We're rolling in college basketball, and now college football. For the season, plus 38-star units in college football. Started out the season strong. Middle of the season was still strong. Couple bad weeks mixed there and there at the end of the season brought our units down, but still for the season, $100 better, made $3,800. So we're back at it with college bowl season, and we're determined to have a good bowl season. Now for tonight, with some of these previews of these games, the NBA, the game of the night by far is the Bulls and Grizzlies. Grizzlies are just absolute fire right now. I had them again Tuesday, went against them Wednesday, took a 3-overtime game in a back-to-back, and still came out on top, 117-116 against the Spurs. That tonight is a big game. Bulls-Grizzlies, 8 o'clock in Memphis. Bulls coming off of a back-to-back as well. Portland's looking to bounce back. San Antonio's looking to bounce back against Portland tonight in San Antonio. That line opened at 4, now is 4.5. San Antonio just needs to find their way without Parker and Leonard. And that start of that game affected the Grizzlies a little bit. They came back, they took a lead, and then Marcus Gasol hit that just ridiculous three-pointer to end that one, to send that one into overtime. So that was a big game. Also, Clippers travel to Denver. The Clippers have won 2 in a row, but they just on the road. They lost to Milwaukee last Saturday on the road. They're not as sharp on the road as they are at home, and Denver's looking for a win desperately. So that one should be interesting as well tonight. And Oklahoma City, they had Durant all of a sudden last night, gets hurt. They couldn't get the win or the cover. Now they're back tonight as a 6.5-point favorite against the Lakers, who, believe it or not, have been playing a little bit better basketball lately. And Kobe Bryant has now got that record out of his way, or passing MJ, on that list. So those a few games tonight. Boston, the Celtics are going to be in action. Who knows how they'll play with their new additions and the loss of Rondo. So I'll be all over the NBA tonight, as always, in an NBA Friday, which last Friday was huge for us, ripping 4-0 last Friday in the NBA. So we'll be back at it tonight. As for tomorrow with college football, some people always ask me, what do you do in the first round of bowl games? How do you kind of measure what's going on with these lines? And you just got to feel it out. You look at matchups, you see, what does a bowl game mean to certain schools? Like Utah and Colorado State. Colorado State lost their coach to Florida. Utah's coming in a little bit limping into the bowl season. They really didn't accomplish what they wanted to late in the year. And that line opened at 5. Now it's down to 3. Colorado State might have something to prove tomorrow. Or do they come out and just lay an egg unprepared with a new coach, interim coach? That's the thing with bowl season. It's finding out what that bowl game means to schools and where they're at. Okay? So that game will be interesting. Tomorrow also at night, you got Western Michigan and Air Force. I'm sorry, that's a 5:45 game, correct. That line has been off the board in some spots. Some interesting math going on there. Western Michigan opened up as a 1.5 point favorite. Now Air Force is -1, so that game should be interesting. Bowl season gets underway. We're going to pace ourselves. If we see a game that we really like, obviously follow the 5-star picks. We will have a lot of picks, a lot of bowl games. Now, I'm not necessarily going to pick every game tomorrow, but 2 or 3 picks stand out to me, and it very well starts at 11 a.m. Tomorrow. At least that's what it's looking like right now. Now, for Sunday, looking ahead to the NFL, like I said, 6-1-1 run, plus 18-star units in my last 8 picks, and some big games, and it's not just Sunday. It's Saturday. We got 2 games Saturday. Eagles, Redskins, which I have a high opinion on, and then Chargers, Niners, and a Niners team that just cannot find their way. And I mean, obviously, they're not going to make the playoffs this year. So what team shows up tomorrow? The Chargers have also lost a couple in a row. We had Denver last week, and that winner in San Diego. So that game is interesting. I don't know if either team is really going to show up. It's going to be a close one. Looking at San Francisco being a 1.5 point favorite in that one. Now for Sunday, a few games. Obviously, with playoff implications, you got Kansas City and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh being a 3-point favorite. You also have Baltimore and Houston. And I'm zeroing in on this AFC North because it's such a huge week and week 17 for that conference. Baltimore -5 at Houston. That's going to be a very interesting game. A weird line. Anytime I see that number 5 in the NFL, it makes you wonder, why is it 5? Not good enough to be 6, and it's a little bit better than being 3 or 3.5. So that game should be interesting. And then Monday night with Denver and Cincinnati should be a big game. And I'm liking the Bengals a lot. We had them last week against Cleveland, and Denver's one of those teams that I've taken a bunch this year. How can't you with Peyton Manning? But that game should be interesting for a December Monday night matchup. A game that stands out to me early in the day, Minnesota-Miami. Minnesota has been a good team lately. They've been covering. They're 4-0 against the spread their last 4. Miami's struggling. Miami lost to Baltimore. They came back and got their doors blown in by New England. So what kind of Dolphins team is going to be showing up on Sunday? They're 7-7, looking in on that AFC playoff picture. Their season looks like it might be over, so who knows how they'll respond. Green Bay, speaking of responding, after losing to Buffalo last week, they're a huge favorite at Tampa Bay, -11.5 for 12. The public, of course, is all on Green Bay. How will that game play out? So we're really zeroing in on the NFL. This is where the sharp bettors and the sharp handicappers like myself can really make a benefit and can really make a profit, because now the line makers are on the right side. Now the odds makers know what's going on, and this is where these games matter and impacts the playoff picture. Now, to college basketball, real quick to mention this. Like I said earlier in this podcast, we're rolling in college basketball. 3 straight winners, 3-1 run, 5 stars, plus 11-star units for the season. College basketball right now is where we can make money. And, having UConn yesterday with that 10.5 point cover, as they lost only by 10. And then the other night as well with a winner in college basketball on Cincinnati over San Diego State. Now, you need to understand that this is a time where if their line is showing you something and it looks obvious, it kind of does, because it's early in the season. The best time to make money is early in the season. We proved it with the NBA when we got off to a hot start, and we continue that. And we've proved it with college basketball as well. Now that the tournaments are all over and most of the teams are playing at home, this is where you could really make a lot of money. So tomorrow is a big day for college basketball. Don't let it get lost in the shuffle. If you're a customer and a follower, you're listening in, when I put these plays out, try to give respect to all leagues. And if a guy emailed me last week and said you had a couple college basketball winners, but your NFL game lost. Or I'm sorry, it was the other way around actually. It was the NFL was 5-0, the NBA was a rough Sunday. I'm gonna have one day like that. It's gonna happen. Overall, we're gonna win in the NBA. Overall, we're gonna win overall. Okay, in all leagues. That's the goal. We are right now winning in every league. I'm looking down at my sheet here. We're plus in NBA, plus in college football, plus in basketball, and plus in the NFL. So just understand to give respect to these plays. That's why I built these units into my plan to understand that spread it out, okay? It's a long process. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So check out that $75 3-day plan. Also, if you're looking for a long-term thing, 7 days, you can get a weekly plan on the website. You can get a daily plan, which I've been running $20 daily plans the last couple of days, 50% off. Just to show you guys that we're back on, we're on that horse, and we're rolling strong. And for the week, like I said, plus 10 star units. We're looking for a better, even better week this week, and even a better weekend, winning weekend, 34 of the last 47. Good luck.